Are you waiting for permission to have great style? Today I'm going to write you that permission slip. I want you to stop waiting for permission to trust yourself with your style. Today is day 4 of this 5-part series, Style Self-Trust, 5 key shifts that will change everything in your style. So in day 1, we covered the style story reset, and in day 2, it was the noise filter, and in day 3, we covered the action lab, and today we are going to cover the permission principle. This is truly one of my favorites because I spent many years waiting for permission to show up differently. Once I realized that the permission I was seeking was actually inside, very similar to Dorothy and the Ruby Slippers, it was so freeing, and I want to share that with you today. So first, I'll introduce myself quickly. I'm Kristen from Kristen Kane Style. I'm a style and mindset coach, and my favorite thing to do, aside from hanging out with my family and going to see my son's bluegrass band and traveling, my favorite thing to do is to help women create wardrobes they love wearing by showing them how their mind, their thoughts, and their feelings are creating the results they don't love. Because once we uncover that, then we can create thoughts and feelings that they do love, which by magic creates a wardrobe they love. I promise. I do that work with private clients one-on-one inside my signature program, Style Therapy. It is a flexible 3-month coaching container where we will work together on all of these 5 key shifts so that you develop style self-trust. Style self-trust is the foundation of style therapy because it is the secret sauce. It is what women who have great style and who don't have a lot of ruminating, spinning, cycling thoughts about getting dressed and about their wardrobe and shopping and all of that, it's what they possess. They have style self-trust, therefore style is not a problem for them. It's similar to if you trust yourself to keep plants alive, you rarely have a plant die, and when you do, you don't make it mean anything about yourself. Or if you're a really great cook, you trust yourself to try a new recipe, and if something doesn't work about it, you just modify it then or the next time. It's the same thing with style. You have to learn to trust yourself, and then everything gets easier. So the permission principle addresses this idea that you're always second guessing, or you're always waiting for someone else to approve, waiting for someone else to give you permission, or waiting for some circumstance to change that would then give you the permission you're looking for. Well, once I lose the weight, then I can buy a pair of jeans in that new shape. We wait for permission. We hold back, which has been a theme over all 3 of the videos that I've already shared. This idea that we're going to wait, whether it's wait until we have more information, wait until we can get it right, or wait until we have permission. And this waiting for permission is what keeps you stuck in a style you don't love, wearing the lazy go-tos, kind of those lackluster pieces that are good enough, they're fine, but they don't light you up. You can't possibly feel like the best version of yourself when you're waiting for permission to show up as her. So the obvious mistake here is that you are only wearing things you think will be acceptable, or you think people won't judge, that you're really cautious. You don't feel like you have permission to show up fully as yourself, so you wear the things that you have decided are socially acceptable or acceptable in a certain situation, or you wear things that make you feel a little bit small and a little bit hidden because you don't want to be judged by others. And so many of my clients say they want to look acceptable. They want to make sure that they have on something that's appropriate. And who decides that? With the exception of, very specific social situations where having something on that isn't appropriate or isn't acceptable could kind of get you in trouble, or really is just socially not what we do, like wearing white, a big white gown to a wedding. Okay, terrific. We all know those rules. But to hold back and not wear what you really love because you're afraid of judgment or you don't feel like it would be appropriate, you're really allowing someone else to make the decisions for you. And it's not necessary, and it doesn't actually allow you to show up as your most authentic self, looking like the best version of you. We have these ideas in our head of things that are acceptable and appropriate, but they're arbitrary and they're make-believe, and we allow them to dictate what we've been wearing for decades when we can very easily give ourselves permission to wear whatever we want, again, as long as it's not a situation where it would be completely unacceptable and breaking some rule. But even in those cases, says who? This comes up a lot for clients with funerals. Who says you have to wear head to toe black to a funeral? You can choose to do that, but then give yourself permission to be okay with wearing black to a funeral because you like that. You don't have to. That's one of those things where you're allowed to give yourself permission. And the more hidden mistake here is that you wait for a compliment or for feedback before you believe something looks good. And this happens so often. So many of my clients have this situation where the permission principle is definitely needed, because if they get a compliment on something, they believe that that makes it worthy to wear, even if they don't love it. And so if you wait for a compliment or for feedback on what you're wearing before you decide that you like it, you're giving away your power. Style self-trust matters because I want you to be able to give yourself permission so that you trust yourself instead of them. And this might seem innocent enough. Well, Kristen, what's wrong with a compliment? It's nice to get feedback. It's nice to get a compliment. It is innocent enough, except when you don't have style self-trust in place, you are giving your power away and letting others dictate what you're wearing. Recently, I purchased a dress online, and when it arrived and I tried it on, I knew I didn't love it. In theory, I liked it. I didn't love the fit on me. I showed it to my daughter and to my husband. Both of them loved it. Both of them said, "Oh my gosh, it's fabulous. You should definitely keep it." It felt nice to hear that. And I believe that when they looked at me in the dress, they genuinely thought that it looked great on me. I could see that in some ways, but it didn't feel authentic. I didn't love the fit on me. So I have enough style self-trust that I knew the dress was going back. I knew it was going back before I even showed it to them, but I thought, okay, sometimes it's nice to get a little bit of feedback because I trust myself. I'm not looking for that feedback to make the decision. It's just nice sometimes to show somebody, I got this, what do you think? I don't let that sway me. I don't ever give up my power and have someone else make the decision for me, whether or not something stays in my wardrobe, whether or not I'm going to wear a certain outfit or a certain combination. I'm not looking for a compliment to validate, yes, this piece belongs in my wardrobe. Yes, I should actually keep this. Yes, I should actually wear it. And the deeper mistake here is, again, that perfectionist idea that you want to get it right, that you're afraid there's a wrong way. And so in order to avoid doing it wrong, you let somebody else decide. What this does is it kind of protects your potential, which is something perfectionists love. If we let someone else decide for us, then we can say, well, that dress wasn't all that great, or it wasn't really all that authentic because my husband bought it, or my daughter really loved it, so I purchased it, or I got swayed when I was shopping with my sister. She can kind of convince me to buy things. We don't have to take ownership for this is authentically my style and I love it, or this isn't authentically my style and I would like to change it, because we've given the power away to someone else and let them decide. You might keep handing over your authority to someone else and letting them be the person who gives you permission about what you're supposed to wear. And the perfectionism tie-in, as I've kind of mentioned, is you give away your power. You allow the compliments and the feedback and the kind of persuasion of others to be the deciding factor for you, because you don't have the style self-trust in place to give yourself permission to make the decision. You don't feel qualified to decide, and maybe it's a matter of not feeling qualified to decide yet, but then you get back into that area of needing the noise filter because you're continuing to pull in more information and wanting to do more research. The perfectionist brain likes you to stay stuck. It likes automation. It likes things to be routine and the way they've always been. So if you have been giving your power away for a long time, that feels super comfortable. And the idea of actually making a decision by yourself and deciding, actually, this isn't for me, I'm going to send it back. Actually, no, you can share your opinion and tell me how great this looks, but I don't actually love it, so I don't think I'm going to buy it. That's really scary for a perfectionist because we don't ever want to do it wrong. So if this sounds familiar, you might find yourself hesitating and overthinking and waiting for someone else to give you the green light about what to wear or what to buy or what to get rid of. And the truth is, there is no right way. There is really only your way. And the permission principle means you learn to trust yourself in the decision-making process. Ultimately, every decision around your style is yours to make. And it feels incredible once you begin to exercise the muscle of style self-trust. There's a ripple effect, and it continues to empower you to get dressed authentically so that you can show up day to day in your life looking and feeling like your absolute best. When you start to let your choices be valid because they're yours, that's when your personal style begins to actually take shape and feel authentic. Because you're leaning into what actually feels incredible for you. You are giving yourself permission to make decisions based on your likes and dislikes, what your needs are and what matters to you in your wardrobe. You are taking back your power and making those decisions for yourself, and the permission principle is how you get there. Inside style therapy, one of the most powerful shifts you will make is learning how to give yourself permission to dress how you want. When you stop waiting for approval, you can step into self-trust, and that changes everything. If what I'm sharing sounds familiar and you're nodding along and thinking, how is she in my head? How does she know that this is what's happening? I know because I have worked with hundreds of women and I have helped them uncover what is actually keeping them stuck in a style they don't love. And then I've helped them create a wardrobe they actually love wearing. As I mentioned, I have a few spots left inside Style Therapy before I am fully booked. After I'm fully booked, I will open up the wait list. If you're on the wait list, it will be December or early 2026 before we get to work together. If you are tired of feeling stuck in your style and you are ready for help around these key shifts that will create style self-trust so that getting dressed no longer feels overwhelming and frustrating to you, I would love to welcome you inside. The very first step is to book a sales call. I have opened up extra time in my calendar for sales calls this week. If you go into my calendar and you do not see a time that works, please email me with some times that do work for you, and I will do my very best to accommodate. There is one key shift remaining in this Style Self-Trust series, and that is the identity blueprint. And this is where the magic happens because we can create the vision. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day.